Hello, everybody, and welcome in to Fire Pod with Me, a Twin Peaks podcast by us, Death by Television. We are so very excited to talk Season 1, Episode 6, titled Cooper's Dreams. It was written by Mark Frost, co-creator of the show with David Lynch, and directed by Leslie Linka Glatter, the woman who directed the second most episodes of this show behind only David Lynch. So yeah, I'm very, very excited. I'm Colton Robertson. I'm joined by Joseph George. What's up, homie?
Oh, what up, what up? Always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. And for those of you who don't know what we're doing here, this is a Twin Peaks podcast friendly to the first-time watcher and the rewatcher alike. I am the rewatcher. This is my third go-around with Twin Peaks, and this is Joseph's first time watching Twin Peaks. So there are no spoilers for what's to come in the future episodes. There are spoilers for this episode that we are talking about. Of course, we're going to dive into it fully, and this one is full. How are you feeling about Season 1, Episode 6?
Whoo! Well, this one has me theorizing a whole lot more. This one, a lot of moving parts, a whole lot of things happening in different areas, and I guess just in general, how the episode was made. I thought this one might be directed by the man himself. I had some of the feelings. So credit to Leslie Linka Glatter. Is that it?
Glatter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Credit to them. They did a really good job. I feel like this. I don't know. Maybe it was just the things that were occurring. I don't know. But I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. I mean, I was like, what was I was meaning to do something. Yes, I got food and I was ready to eat at the beginning of the episode, but I needed to wash my hands before I could start eating. But I already sat down and started the episode. And I was just like, I don't know, I just needed to wash my hands. I could not eat yet. And there was not a good time to stop the episode and get up and wash my hands. And I ended up watching 35 minutes of the episode before I'm like, okay, I am hungry. I need to just pause the episode.
I need to go ahead and get it going.
Yes.
That's funny.
But yeah.
That is funny. Yeah, no, it felt like, and it's funny to say this because I don't want to act like the previous two episodes have been subpar by any stretch of the imagination, but we did, the first three episodes were all written by Frost and Lynch. The first two of those three are directed by Lynch himself, the other one by Dwayne Dunham. 4 and 5 are the first time we spread the love a little bit. We do a writing team that's beyond Frost and Lynch. It's not them writing the episodes. Neither of them direct those episodes. Now Frost wrote this one, and it felt like a return to form a little bit. It feels a little closer and akin to those first couple episodes than the ones in between. But again, not to say that the last two episodes have been anything short of great. They have been. I love this show dearly, but yeah, there's a juice this one has that I'm excited to dig on into. So if you're ready, we can do a scene by scene breakdown.
I'm gonna need this one. Yes, this one.
All
need
right.
to channel the thoughts instead of just go. Yeah. So
We're not freewheeling. No, we gotta do it. But so we are going to kick it off in room 315 at the Great Northern, where we see a sleeping Agent Cooper, or one Agent Cooper having a tough time sleeping, as we hear men singing and clapping, a group of men causing a ruckus on his floor, and Agent Cooper makes a voice note to Diane that he has been awakened at 4:28 a.m. on the dot. He says that a group of insane men is on his floor, and as she can hear, and she asks him to overnight him some earplugs. This is the first time we see evidence of Diane existing in present time, and that she somehow receives these voice notes.
that's what I know. I'm still a little curious on Diane and how this works. Like it feels like I don't know. She could be real, and this does sound like she's present, but I've always had the feeling that she's no longer with us. Diane is I don't know, she has died somehow, and this is like
Diane is the woman he talked about last episode when he says, they taught me the meaning of commitment and the meaning of a broken heart and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess the broken heart part, I guess, is interesting, because if they died, it probably, I guess you have
your
a
heart's
broken heart.
Yes,
but
it's just
not
a different
in the
kind of
sense
broken heart. Yeah.
So I guess it could still work, but it feels, at least to me, that Diane is just his own personal log. but he feels better talking to someone else rather than just himself, or just like, I don't, just it being just that, an audio log. But I would really like Diane to be real. I don't know. I at least feel they were together. I don't know. There's stuff.
There's a relationship Cooper and Diane have. All right, sure. I like it. It. But yeah, he asked her to overnight him some earplugs. But we then watch as the next morning Cooper enters the dining room as the singing contingent of Icelanders continues on. And the waitress tells him that the men are just a business junket from Iceland, and he says, well, they're fucking insane, and I hate them. They're on my floor. And she says, well, they just got in last night. He's like, well, it'll take a couple days for them to adjust, and hopefully they do. And it's just then that Audrey approaches. Walks
always
on up.
In the air. Sorry, I don't know. Yeah, Cooper does say it later. He brings it up, but I didn't think of it earlier. I don't know, at this point in the episode.
There's another interesting part in this episode beyond even when he expressly mentions it that I think is an interesting implementation of music that nobody seems to understand where it came from.
Yeah, that was the Leland situation.
Yeah.
Okay,
and it's the same music that always triggers Leland. It's the exact same. It's the same big band music that he was playing in private. That seems to follow him around. And make him go insane. But Audrey approaches and offers to help Cooper with his case. She's like, I can do this, man. Come on now. Let me come with you. I got this shit. And he's like, it's Wednesday, Audrey. Traditionally, that was a school day when I was your age. She chides, I can't imagine you were ever my age. And he's like, I've got the pictures to prove it. He finally gives in a little. He gives her a little. He gives her a little inch here. And he goes, "How old are you?" And she goes, 18. And then he just leaves her with a simple, "I'll see you later, Audrey," which is definitely, he knows what he's doing. He knows. He's like Idris Elba in that one episode of The Office. I'm aware of the effect I have on women. That is. He understands fully what he's doing to Audrey.
100%. And I don't know fully where his intentions are. If it's just to kind of, keep her on his good side and like to, she's obviously wanting, maybe he's just nice and giving, he knows it's never going to go anywhere. So he's playing whatever. Or, we got the end of the episode here, something's about to happen.
What happens?
He has to make the decision rather quickly of what he's going to do.
She's there and she's waiting. So, it's
I'm
on the horizon. We're gonna figure out what happens with Cooper and Audrey soon. At least in the direct future. But there's definitely a flirtation here, and I am curious if this sort of, well, I'll see you later, Audrey. After asking, how old she is that why she was willing to go ahead and take that leap at the end of the episode and kind of be like, this must be what he meant. But there's a lot going on there, and we'll get to it. But anyway, Cooper leaves as Jerry Horn hugs a large, loud man, and he tries to speak Icelandic to him and all that good stuff. But apparently, very, very well too. Jerry, I love that he can speak multiple languages at every turn. He can talk whatever he needs to. But Benjamin in his office is smoking a cigar as Jerry enters, and Benjamin says that all the guests in the entire hotel have been complaining about the men from Iceland, and Jerry says, "Oh, they are so fucking ready for the Ghostwood development project, Ben. You will not believe. I met this woman. I fell in love with this woman. You could go blind looking at this girl. Look at this leg of lamb she gave me. You put some mint on that. You throw it over a slow roast. That's rotisserie heaven." And Ben's like, "Will you calm down for like one fucking second, dude? You've been rolling for hours." And but he also goes, we're throwing a gala reception for our investors here, and if that's not enough, maybe we take them up to a good old one-eyed Jacks. And he covers his eye, and I think it's funny. Jerry's response to this is very funny. "I am honored to know you," and he like shakes his hand. I think that's so fucking funny.
Is Jerry's full-time job just traveling the world and bringing in investors?
Yeah, Jerry has the dream. Jerry's living the dream. That legitimately is his entire gig. He doesn't actually manage any of the business. He allures everybody in with his fun life of the party persona, and everybody's like, I fucking love this guy. He's so much fun. We should do what he says. And then he guides them home, and he takes them to Twin Peaks, and they invest in shit.
As far as the Horn family goes, you know, Audrey, she's cool. I'm loving Audrey. She's actually top tier of characters in the show. Maybe two, actually.
Absolutely. One of them.
Jerry, you know, he's not up there. He's not in the top tier of characters.
But it's interesting because when it comes to Audrey, Jerry, and Ben, it's like best of the best. Jerry's got like this. I obviously don't fuck with him as a guy, but he would be a really fun hang. And then Ben, I wouldn't want to spend a fucking second with that guy.
Yeah. Dead in fire. In pain. I don't know. So they're very widespread from the Horn family. That is for sure.
And then just Jerry, no opinion on Johnny and the mom.
That's true.
They're just kind of there.
Yeah, they are just kind of there. I wonder if Johnny. Yeah, I don't know. He seems to be kind of a non-factor. But I don't know. I don't know how if he were to be folded back in. I guess I haven't given much thought to Johnny. But
yeah, they haven't really done anything to make you think about Johnny. So. But it's then that, speaking of bringing somebody back into the fold, Leland tries to re-enter it and offers his help with the new investment group. And Leland looks at Jerry. Jerry looks at or Leland looks at Ben. Ben looks at Jerry. Jerry looks back at Ben. They're like, "Oh, fucking A." And he, I just need something to occupy my mind. And he sits down and he's like, "The best thing you can do is get some rest. Doctor's orders." And like the way that Jerry looks like exasperated, he's like, God damn it. There's simultaneously something so sad and so funny about Leland's presence whenever he's sad like this. Just the way it affects people around him is a little comedic, specifically their responses to it. Obviously, we get the other end of that later with the moment towards the end, which is actually very resonant. But
yeah,
Jerry and Ben being massively inconvenienced by a father grieving his dead daughter is just brutal and pretty funny. But
poor Leland. I don't know.
Poor Leland, man. He's having a tough time.
Stuck in the house. It's not good. Well, he's out too. Not good. Yeah, the dude is just. I think this just takes time. I think I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
you
what
just need healing, man, and I don't know what the answer is. I couldn't even begin to imagine. But poor Leland. He's going through it, and obviously being the lawyer of the Horn family, they can't have him acting like this around their investors. So it's an easy choice to try to get him to stop and leave. But back at with the investigators, the police search Jock's apartment. Jock had worked at the lumber mill until he gained a couple pounds of tonnage, I think is what he says, and then he started tending bar. If he was when he was in shape, he could do the lumber mill, but then he gained a little weight. And now he's tending bar at the roadhouse, which is pretty funny.
Is the idea that he was actually out in the fields chopping down at a true lumberjack? I thought it's like more of the machinery that does the work at a mill, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe it does require.
Got to get the trees over there somehow. You know, you got to get the trees.
I guess that's
there. True. But then he started tending bar. And Harry reports that no one has seen Jock for 2 days, and that it looks like Bernie jumped bail. We saw last episode that Bernie is dead in a ditch.
Jumped bail for good.
Yeah. Not good. I loved Coop's entrance here, and he walks in, and he's like, "You guys got any Joe?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then he walks over to the donuts. He's like, "Are there any more donuts?" It's really, and they're like, "Yeah, sure, Andy, go ahead and get some donuts." And they all stand around talking for a second. And Doc Hayward reports that the blood on the shirt appears to be AB negative, I think is what it said, but it's not Laura Palmer's. And that's when Coop concludes, so it was Jock's blood on Leo's shirt. And Harry and Hayward just kind of look at each other like, I don't know how you could possibly know that. But Hayward goes ahead and makes another call, and Coop asks for a pick-me-up, and Harry puts him in his hands and lifts him up. And there's a copy of Flesh World attached to the ceiling somehow.
What is this? I mean, obviously you don't have to, I don't know if it does come back around, but like it's hilarious if this never comes back around and it just happened to be on it's just on the ceiling. I was like, I was trying to. I'm thinking. I'm like, what's the point? What is the Because they're seeing the back of it, probably, so they don't know it's Flesh World, or else Truman's reaction is hilarious.
But it sticks out like a sore fucking thumb.
Because Truman's like, huh? Like, what? You just where did you get that from? Where did that come from? And it has to be the only thing up there. Or in how it's stuck up there, I don't know.
Maybe it was. Maybe there's like a ceiling fan out of frame, and it's like sitting on top of it, like it's hidden or something. I don't know, but he appears to just grab it and bring it down. It seems to have been attached to the ceiling, which is very, very funny.
Sticky. It feels like it's stuck. Like it was stuck.
Which just has really awful implications.
Yep.
But
okay, there it is. It is. That's why they don't come back to it, because Jock just kind of he had a good time with the magazine, and then I guess for some reason said, "Throw it up
the ceiling."
Throw it up. But okay, that's my headcanon at least.
That is the headcanon, and I feel like it's probably appropriate. But the magazine appears to be a clearinghouse, a middleman between readers and advertisers. The advertisers being the people putting themselves out there like that, and the readers being the ones writing to them. And we do get to see one of the people. Who was writing to Ronette Pulaski, to the absolute glee of Cooper when he's like, "Let's see who's writing to Ronette Pulaski." Hayward sees it and goes, "Good night." And Coop's like, "I don't know. The beard kind of throws off the lingerie for me." They see that, and they also see. Well, Coop catches a picture of Leo Johnson's truck on a bookmarked page.
Yes, now, I think before, I'm like, how the fuck do they not know that his truck's right there? But Coop, he hasn't seen it
familiar.
Yet. He doesn't know the truck,
familiar.
But now that he's been over there, he's like, oh yeah, that's fucking Leo's truck. I love how it's just like instant for him. And this is the second time that they're all looking at it, and they're like, I don't fucking know. I mean, I'm probably not that observant.
It also could be another issue of Flesh World. Like it could be a different angle, different pictures. I don't know.
Why is his truck on the same page as Laura and
I don't really understand. I think it goes both ways, or goes all ways, I think his profile said white male, 25 years old, like he's seeking company the way that they are too, but it's just
okay, and he's just using his truck as his fucking date, is his picture to advertise him. I'm not even gonna show you any part of me, just my truck. This is what I drive.
Well, and there's also the possibility maybe he's making offers to haul shit, and that's the guy. Maybe they also use Flesh World to run the drugs and stuff.
Little what's it called? The Silk Road, but on the internet, kind of deep web. But before the internet, this is kind of the black market,
coded, that sort of thing. So I could see that being much more likely, that he's offering to haul stuff, and that's why it's a picture of his truck and not him.
Okay.
But there's also that implicit, and if you wanna, but it is Flesh World after all. But
that was my thing. I thought that it was a full pornographic magazine. There's nothing but porn in here.
And I think that is mostly the point. But there's there's a little bit of something extra going on here. But we cut from that
pages. Yeah, I don't know. You got to fill the pages
somehow.
But
there used to be essays in Playboy.
Right, really? Essays?
Yeah, people would write pop culture reviews and shit like that. There was all sorts of stuff that used to be in Playboy.
That's crazy. That is, I guess just some post-nut clarity, and then just read some critiques on a modern.
Check this out. Just
breaking
down
the
war in the Middle East on one page and bosom on the other.
Man, that is wow. I had no clue. That is wow.
Playboy used to be a serious publication. Just also happened to have TNA in it, but
okay, marketing. Yeah. Oh, wow.
There you go.
I'm learning.
That's how you sell. That's how you sell. Sex sells, baby. But we cut from that. We fade from that picture of Leo's truck to his actual truck. And we are now at the Johnson residence, where Shelley and Bobby sit down to breakfast, where Bobby commends Shelley's cooking, and she says that Leo hates her cooking, and she asks him what he would do if Leo were here right now, and he pulls out the gun and kind of waves it around and is like, Leo, you blumbering fucking idiot. How about you cook some breakfast for me and Shelly? And he points the gun at her and all this stuff, and it's real sexy and dangerous. And they're like, yeah, this is real hot. And then they hear a door slam outside, and they get real scared, which completely undermines everything they just went through. And they realize it's the sheriff's deputy, and Bobby's like, everything we just talked about, baby, it's all good. Come on now. And Andy comes to the door, and Shelly talks with Andy about Leo and how he had an argument with Jock about Laura, and then they ran off together, and definitely bullshit, but she's trying to pave a path for them. And Andy's like, Jacques Renault? All right. Promise to call as soon as Leo gets back home.
Who does he remind? I don't know who he reminds me of. Like it's like if the looks of Peyton Manning, but the brain and the no lights home of Eli Manning. I feel like I don't know if you ever watch like their cast, but I swear to God, Eli looks like he has nothing going on back there, and
lights
that's kind
of
of
nobody's home.
Yes, and that's
I feel fucking funny.
Yeah.
I think there's a voice. There's another element to the voice that's coming from somewhere, and I feel like it's like an animated character.
South Park? No.
I feel it's like King of the Hill or
man,
or something like that. I don't know.
Hey, maybe the main dude from King of the Hill.
Is that Hank?
Hank? maybe that's his name. Maybe that is it.
He sort of brings to is that sort of the voice? Because I've never watched King of the Hill, but I've seen it. I've like tertiarily.
That's nice. Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, and Hank from King of the Hill is Andy, all rolled up into one.
That's funny. That's funny. But she promised to call us as soon as he gets in touch. And Bobby praises her performance, and then Leo calls as they make out to ask if anyone's come by. And she's like, what? Is anybody looking for you? And Bobby's like, no. And she says, no. And he says, I miss you, baby. I miss you too. And Bobby hands the gun to her, and she looks at it. And she's like, all right. And that obviously comes back around in a big way later in this episode.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Man,
did
I
think it was
an
so
empty
immediate.
threat. I thought it was the emptiest threat possible. No, I mean,
nah.
Boom.
She got a gun, and she pulled. This is what happens when people buy guns. You buy a gun, you use a gun. You know, like
usually, it is not the coolest.
Now,
paperweight
don't get me
or
wrong.
decoration.
I don't think that she shouldn't have used the gun. I think this was a good move, especially considering he was probably about to do something bad to her. But
could have aimed a little more, either for the kill shot.
Yeah, close her eyes. Yeah, she closed her eyes and just kind of swung, which is not great. Not
probably
a great
the first bullet she's ever fired. You know.
Yeah, I don't think Bobby got a chance to teach her how to use that thing after they alluded to maybe, instruction last episode. I feel like nothing ensued but sex. But
yeah, that's fair. That is fair enough. Yeah,
she wanted to learn how to use the gun. Then she would have killed Leo.
Nope. Too much sexy time. Brave by Bobby. I mean, real fucking brave. I would be deathly afraid of being in that household. That is, I don't know. I feel like that's just.
Fuck no. I mean, it's wild behavior. Leo could beat him to death with his bare hands. Yeah,
he's saying this as like if he walks in the room, this is what he would do. But 100% he folds instantly, and he's like,
100%.
"Oh, fuck.
Leo, hey, what's up, cuz? I was just I came by to look for you. Some shit like that.
I definitely wasn't making out with your wife, dude. 100%. We definitely weren't.
But this was all. I forgot to mention. This was also where we learned that Shelly dropped out of high school to marry Leo. She dropped out in the 11th grade. I forgot to mention that little detail. So she dropped out in junior year.
Damn.
Prior to going ahead and marrying Leo at like 17.
Rough. Yeah.
Yep.
No bueno there. But
no bueno indeed.
Looks like there's some action being taken. Who her life might be changing quite drastically.
She's got plans. Yeah, could be on the up and up here shortly.
Maybe,
but
I don't know. It's I don't know if this was the best route to go. Like, just wait a little. I know I'm not one for domestic abuse and what was about to happen at all. But like, he's about to go down, or like there's things in motion where you don't need to shoot him quite yet, I feel like, But it's
no, you gotta protect yourself. Got to protect yourself, and frankly, there's not a bad time to shoot Leo Johnson.
That's also fair. It's not really. Yeah, it is kind of a win-win, but also a lose-lose at the same.
Yeah, like now, like it does complicate things a little bit, but you know, she's got to do what she's got to do. But we'll then cut over to Big Ed's gas farm, where Norma Jennings pulls on up to meet him, and she says, "You know, I gotta get gas just like everybody else," and they walk arm in arm, and it's real fucking cute. They're far and away the best couple in the entire show.
I do love them. They are nice.
I do. I love Norma and Ed. But we got Nadine won't be back for a couple hours. She's meeting with a patent attorney about her silent drape runners. She's already spending the millions, according to Ed. But Norma says that Hank's coming back. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off there.
No, I was just wondering how, like, he seems like he's joking about, you know, the millions and stuff, but meeting with a patent lawyer, like, can anyone just pay a patent lawyer and meet with him? Or, like, do you actually have to have some kind of, you know, like, is she actually got some stuff moving in the background? I think it'd be...
I do think you need to have at least, like, an invention. Yeah. Like, you have to... It can't just be theory. Like, you have to be like, I made this. This exists. Can we patent it? You know like what? That sort of vibe.
Like, good on Nadine, you know?
She's trying to make her own destiny.
You know, as far as how many patents have come out of Twin Peaks, I bet she's in very small company, if not the first to come out of, well, maybe the mill and, like, I don't know. Well, no, that's just making wood. We're going to patent a 2x4? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she is the first patent to come out of Twin Peaks. But
well, she's meeting the patent attorney. Yeah, but
But I don't know. I was at least just trying to think if, like, maybe she actually does become a millionaire and she's just like, you know what? I'm out of here. I'm leaving
fuck you, Ed.
And then Ed's like, all right, sick. Like,
Ed's like fucking bet, dude. I've been wanting to marry my high school sweetheart for years now, but Norma says that Hank's coming home. She didn't want him to hear it from anybody else. And Big Ed says, yeah, man, I've been thinking. She's like, yeah. He's like, Nadine, she's not well. And Norma's like, what do you mean? And he's like, I think you know what I mean. And I never wanted to hurt you, Norma. And that she delivers my favorite line of the episode, which was, that's our trouble, Ed. We never want to hurt anybody. We never just take what we want. Which is a perfect way to capture both Norma and Ed. All they want is each other, and they continuously get bombarded with reasons not to be together. And Ed's just a good dude, you know. Nadine is very clearly not well, but he's not using that as an excuse to divorce her. He's like, she obviously needs help, and I don't think anybody will provide it if I don't, which is
he's
just
using
him being a good guy.
As an excuse to not, like, to be like, actually, I can't do this right now, because if I were to leave, it just would be no good.
Like, I don't know what she'd do at that point, but...
Big Ed. Yeah, I don't know, kind of one of the true heroes of Twin Peaks, it seems, you know.
And Norma's on the same end of that, you know. Like, you know, obviously we are at a kind of an advantage point where we can tell Hank's not to be trusted when he says all the stuff he's saying about like, I want to earn my way back and all that stuff. And I don't think she fully believes him either, but she's too nice to be like, nope, that's it, we're done. You know, like he did get out of jail, and he maybe he is looking for a second chance. Maybe he's earned that. You know, she wants to give him a chance too. So like, it's just both of them being too good. You know, couple of good people, but
power couple that can never
power
be.
Couple indeed. Yeah, but Norma tells Ed, and sad state, you know, don't call me, at least not for a while. You know, she didn't mean it to sound as harsh as it was. And then she's like, not for a little bit.
No, you know? I didn't mean that. Yeah.
And then she tells him, I love you, Ed. And she walks off, and it's just devastating, man. I love Ed and Norma. But we then head over to Horn's department store, where Audrey has an interview with Emery Battis, the manager of the department store, and he says, all right, we're going to get you started in something decorative. You know, the wrapping department, you'll be wrapping gifts and all that. She goes, no. I am not going to be doing that. I want something more, I don't know, like retail. Emery's like, sales. And she goes, perfume. And he's like, I don't know. I'd have to talk to your dad about that. That's one of our more high volume, that's really personal. I don't know what you can do there. And she's like, no, you're going to tell my dad that I am back there wrapping gifts with the drones, but I'm actually going to be working at the perfume counter, okay? And if you don't, I'm going to rip my dress in half and tell everybody that you made a pass at me.
Well, that's
that's an easy choice for Emery Mattis.
Yep.
He's like, fair enough.
Well,
sure. Go ahead.
No other path than saying yes here. Yeah, this and yeah, at least it's good to know that he is in the know, though. That it isn't just like that Ben knows that the perfume kind of position is like their funnel, but like he seems to be very much in the know. Like, oh no, your father would definitely not like this, and so at least
you don't
it's like
buy you didn't buy his little run around sort of. Well, that's high volume. No, okay, good.
No. He was like, oh, I'd have to ask your father first about this one. Yeah, I mean, if he was.
So
like
did you take that
around,
as implicating Ben in it also? Like Ben knows that?
Ooh.
I'm asking. I'm not putting that out there. I'm asking if that's how you took it.
I guess I've always thought that Ben knows. I've never. I feel like, but yeah, I guess. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's just him. Like this dude's like the manager of it completely and doing it. No, I feel like this is he goes there enough. I feel like that's how he doesn't pay or do anything. I don't even know if he did pay. I think he just walks in there because he supplies the women,
the clientele,
yeah,
the talent, if you will.
So yeah.
Okay, cool. Glad to hear it. But yeah, she ultimately gets him to agree, and when he does, she goes, "Yes, what?" Yes, Miss Horn. So Sherilyn Fenn as Audrey is getting the double nod for me this week.
Yep.
She's the character and the performance. And the performance spot, I really gave it to her later when she gives what is easily the most believable television cry of the show so far. One thing, I love the performances in this show. Donna obviously also gave a really, really, like Laura Flynn Boyle has also done some really, really great stuff. But the funny thing is that all of them feel very soap opera acting. Like some of the acting can be at points a little beyond the reach of some of our performers, I feel like. And that's sort of stuff that I don't think you've been privy to yet. Like there will be stuff to come where you'll be like, oh, okay. I see. That's a little bit beyond the reach of some of the talent here. Nothing's off the table for Sherilyn Fenn, I think. I think she's just that good. Laura Flynn Boyle's one of them. Kyle MacLachlan's one of them. I think they are like the three highlights of this show when it comes to, and Ray Wise are kind of like the highlights of talent. Grace Zabriskie too. I guess there's more now that I'm thinking about it. But you know, some of the kids, they have trouble accessing some of the, even in this episode, Dana Ashbrook. He obviously has a tougher time accessing those emotions than Sherilyn Fenn does whenever he's in the therapy session as Bobby Briggs. It's believable enough for TV, the cry, but he's also obviously not crying, you know?
Yeah. She, at least for me right now, it is Cooper and Audrey. I mean, and I don't know if I want them to be together or if I, I don't know. I need to know the state of Diane. That's what is crucially important is who is Diane? Is she alive? Are they currently together? And what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on there? But, I get you. But yeah,
as of right now,
they are my favorites. They are definitely the best of the best. And Harry Truman, he's a reliable. You love Harry Truman. You love James and Donna. There's a lot of good. There's just they stand above the pack for sure. But
now I guess if you're given the double nod, I was gonna do the same thing because she did. I feel like dominate the episode, but I think I will spread the love and give a character nod to someone else a little later.
Beautiful.
And we'll get to it. So, finally coming in. I was waiting for this.
There we go. Okay. All right, then we'll get to it. But we are next heading to a gazebo. Very, very lovely setting where James and Donna meet. And James reveals a lot of stuff seemingly out of the blue, which is a really... it's not a funny scene, but it's like...
It was kind of like, oh, okay. Like, oh,
well,
sure.
You pointed out last week that he seemed really hesitant to commit to anything. That maybe Madeline started to give him pause. I think this is him reaffirming us as the viewer that Donna is where his heart lies, And obviously there's something a little later on that's like, oh, well, he's clearly got a soft spot for Maddie. But I think it's him trying to reaffirm to Donna she is, and reaffirm to himself, she's where his priorities lie. So he explains his father didn't die when he was 10. He was a musician who ran away and left him and his mom. And his mom, she does travel a lot, but she's not off riding. She's an alcoholic, and she's quite promiscuous. She finds a hotel, and she shacks up with dudes for weeks at a time. And he tells Donna that he's saying this because he doesn't want any secrets between them. And it's a really sweet scene. He delivers another one of my favorite lines of the episode when he says, we have to solve this for Laura. I feel like she's not at rest. She's wandering like a restless spirit, I think she says. And he says, and Donna says, I feel it too. It's again, beautiful setting, great performance, great writing. I think that they work really, really well here.
Yeah, I did. I don't know and I guess I'm saying how much I like Cooper and Audrey, but couple wise, we were saying Ed and Norma. I think James and
Donna.
Donna are they're number one right now for me.
Yeah,
at least.
yeah.
Even though it has been kind of oh, we love you. It has been very I don't know.
It's been soapy, but it's been cute.
No,
it has been cute.
Yeah.
I like them a lot too. I just think that I love unrequited love, like love unfulfilled. The fact that they are forbidden from being with each other is what really sells me on Norma and Ed. I'm like, go for it. Just fuck all the other noise. Do it. Fuck it. Run away together. I don't know, but yeah, no. Donna, as far as what the show has provided for us to this point, Donna and James are definitely the highlight. But we will then head back to Jock's apartment, where the officers and a forensics team go through his apartment and discover that he managed correspondence for another advertiser in the magazine. Not just Ronette, but Laura. Her photograph is in front of red drapes, much like those in the cabin of Jock's photograph, and Cooper says, that's just like his dream. That's the clue. That is the indicator that this is Laura. We need to follow this through. Let's pack a lunch. We're taking a walk in the woods.
I love those lines too, of just like,
yeah.
All right, boys, we're heading out.
The boys, dude. And this was the most the fucking boys episode yet. My favorite shot of the episode is so easily
100%.
the fucking boys. It's incredible. But
boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I mean,
they all walk into frame. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. But we'll then head over to the RR, and Maddie enters and meets with James and Donna. And she sits down, and James is like, "Hey, thanks for meeting with us. Is there anything you want to drink?" And she goes, "Yeah, I could go for a cherry Coke." You got it. He ggets up and walks away,
instantly going.
And Donna kind of looks at him like,
"Okay, damn, sure."
But she's
never
like,
got drank. She didn't even put the straw in the cup, dude.
Nah,
it was left untouched. Kind of left me a little. I don't know. No one even touched their food, but. Again, it's TV. I don't think
they never do. They never do unless it's Coop or Harry Truman. You'll watch them down some fucking donuts. There's a shot of Coop.
Yes.
Oh, dude. Coop took a fucking bite of the donut, and before he was done chewing, he washed it down with coffee. And there's nothing more satisfying than that feeling when you've got something like he mentions in an earlier episode. There's nothing like the taste explosion that occurs whenever ham collides with syrup. Just the combination of tastes. I could, and he went, he like shivered, like it was so good. I loved it. I love that moment. But it's just little details like that make Kyle MacLachlan and Cooper so fucking good. But Donna swears Maddie to secrecy here. All right, I'm about to tell you some shit, and you can't tell anybody, not even your aunt, not even your uncle. And she's like, okay, what the fuck is all this about? And she's like, well, we think we know things, but we don't want to push forth without any evidence yet. You said you don't want to confirm it yet. It's all unfolding very, very slyly. And they're looking for something that she might know about that nobody else would. They grew up together and all this stuff. Maybe there was a secret place she might have hid things, and, can you help us out? And Maddie's like, yeah, sure, I can help out. And she agrees, and they leave, but they reveal that Hank was sitting at the next table, overhearing the conversation. What do you think the significance of this sort of reveal illusion is? Do you feel like there's anything Hank is really, really going to be able to do about this?
I think so. I think he at least is in cahoots with Ben and Ben is tied in to the killing or death in some way, at least One-Eyed Jack's. So I feel like he kind of reports to Ben, or maybe, I don't know, he might report this and say, hey, I have some, these kids are fucking trying, they're snooping around a little bit. Or something, or maybe it's not Ben. Maybe he reports that information to someone. I feel like,
right.
But Ben, at least to me, is the most likely candidate. I guess maybe Jock, but he seems to literally be in Canada. So
yeah, like Jock and Hank also feel like they're more on a level footing than one would report to the other strictly. As we do see Hank beat the shit out of Leo. At some point.
That's true. That is true. Yeah. On site. I mean, bro was like, all right, I'm out. I just got my parole. Boom.
I told you to keep the shop running, not open your own franchise.
Damn.
Which is a fucking bar, by the way. Incredible.
Damn. And then leaves. That just gone. Just, I mean, message received. Or no, I guess he does say like, I'll beat the shit
next
out
time
of you.
next time I'll tear your
before
girl apart or something.
Yeah, so
but
no, that, I mean, Hank is a wild card. Dude is
definitely one you want to keep an eye on, but you don't know why yet. Yeah.
Is my only guess for what the domino could be. It would be kind of not cool because, I mean, cool for the show. I don't want to sound like I'm behind this idea.
This makes Hank a cool guy.
But if he's killed 6 people and that he ups the domino for every single person he kills,
like
so
there ends up being like one with 4 on one side, 3 on the other.
Yeah. Grabs a 7 for the next or whatever.
I don't know. I think that would actually low key be kind of cool for Hank too. So like if you have like a calling card like that, that's kind of pimp.
I mean, I'm not in the killing business at all or the serial killing game. But that, it seems kind of comic book character-esque to have something like that. I don't know. Yeah,
it does. Yeah, there's definitely a token. I don't know. Like it's very strange. Like it's an indicator that he's coming on screen too. Like they focus on it for a second and everything. It's a fun little
the art talent that the dude has. The shading on that fucking domino. I mean, was kind of that. I mean, he has a lot of time.
Nice.
He's in prison.
Broken cook. Broken guy. Bro's got it on him.
He's got talents, but not in a good. Yeah, this conversation here,
he's a psycho.
Makes me feel that he is psychopathic. Like he is he's completely putting on an act when he knows for a fact he's not. But I don't know what the point of manipulating Norma like this is. If it's just to stay out of prison and take over
I genuinely think it's just to. I think it's to tether himself to an ounce of what should be, almost like he needs to have something that feels normal, and he needs to and also I think there's a possession factor in it. He wants Norma to be his, like he doesn't want to let her go and be somebody else's. I think that's part of it, but I don't know. We'll obviously get to unfold a lot more of that as we go on, but we'll talk about that scene now. Norma and Shelley enter the diner with their having had their spa day, their salon day, and their hair's all done up, their makeup's full face, and they got their nails did and everything. They're feeling good. They're feeling themselves until Hank greets Norma. Oh, you surprised to see me? And says, and comments on. Shelley walks away and he comments on if that's Leo's girl, and he goes, Leo's wife. He goes, that Leo, so impulsive. Not much meat on her though.
Wow.
Fucking creep.
Wow. I mean, just Leo is impulsive. Not enough. The 2 sentences he says about each person are just I don't know. It doesn't have much good to say about people.
No, Hank's a shitbird.
Yeah.
But he's like, and I'm not expecting a kiss or anything. I understand that I have to earn my way back into your heart, and I'll start wherever you need me. And she goes, washing dishes would be great. He goes, "Can I finish my coffee first, boss? Damn." But seems like he's got his job secured at the Double R, and on the TV is Invitation to Love, where the character Montana beats the shit out of Chet as Jared watches, and Montana like does that comical laugh. Tune in tomorrow for more Invitation to Love. It's so funny, but
this one,
and it seems to be resonating. It resonates a little bit for Shelley.
Yeah, she wants Bobby to do, but the guy that's being beat up, Chet, seems like a mega nerd, or like not a Leo type character. But yeah, it felt like this was her. She's just imagining Bob. She's just so horned up for Bobby right now. It's unbelievable. Like, I mean,
all the time.
They are just fuming right now with each other. But
hormonal emphasis on moan. Am I right? No, yes, but we are
100%. Yeah, they are. I mean, giving it to like performance wise, his cry and stuff like not as good as some others could be, but like
no, but he's
their
great.
Kisses and stuff like are at like
very,
the way he goes back
chemistry.
In for like the last one, like before he goes back in the door, like I don't know, it feels not like TV just like smooches because we're doing it, it's our job, whatever. Like it, I don't know,
their chemistry is really really believable. And that's why I'm like, and obviously the job Bobby has in the next scene, actually the therapy scene, is incredibly hard. Like, I don't want to dismiss him as a poor actor, because he's far from it. I've already given him a performance nod in the first 6 episodes of the show. It was a difficult scene to pull off, and it works on a level where this is a character who doesn't like to access his emotions a lot. So when they come to the surface, they are bubbling in massive outbursts. It's not like it's going to be subtle for him. It's going to be loud and big and expressive, and that's hard to do. We'll go ahead and dive into this scene, and it is my favorite scene of the episode, the therapy with Dr. Jacoby, where Bobby's parents talk about his behavioral problems with the famed town psychiatrist, and he asks Bobby if he's been using drugs, and he says no, but they're like, yes, alcohol. Alcohol's not a drug. It's not a drug. It doesn't count. Everybody drinks. And like the whole rapport, the bouncing back and forth, the camera literally swinging between the parents as they talk and stuff. It's a great, very kinetic energy to this scene. But Bobby asks Dr. Jacoby if he's ever killed anybody. Yeah. And he goes, no. And he's like, my dad has. And and the mom stands up for him. He says, that was wartime. It's different. And he goes, how? How's it different? Which is, it's, I would argue it is different, but there's no literal difference. In the essence of taking a life. It's like
killing's never good ever, but it's like the time where it's the most okay. It's like because those two people both hopefully know that they're appropriate.
It's like I wouldn't say it's the most okay, but the most acceptable.
If it killing a civilian, no, but killing another soldier who actively knows that soldier's trying to kill them, I hate that it's happening in the first place, but if that's gonna that's how it's going to have to be.
Yeah, Bobby's like, how's it different? And they obviously can't get into the philosophical debate about it or anything. But Jacoby asks Bobby's parents to, see themselves out. I'm going to have a conversation one-on-one.
Let's get to the real shit. Yeah.
Well, this is supposed to be family therapy. And it is. And I'll talk to all of you, okay? But I'm going to start with Bobby. And they're like, okay, fair enough. And they get up, they leave. It's like no questions asked there. But privately, Jacoby's like, what happened the first time you and Laura made love? And Bobby's like, what the fuck, dude? Hold the phone. What do you mean? He's like, did you cry? And Bobby gets like real quiet.
I don't know. Is that it's like the first thing that I thought of whenever he said it? I'm like, wait, what the fuck? He's actually saying, like, did you cry? I was just, it was so good. But then I'm like, oh wait, no, he actually knows because Laura was a patient.
Laura told him
yes.
this. Yeah.
And then, but oh man, it was so.
And it's an effective. Good. I mean, like it's unethical, but it's an effective method to get to the bottom of things. When he's like, did you cry? And Bobby gets a little introverted and he goes, did Laura laugh at you? And Bobby says, Bobby says that Laura wanted to die. And
Yeah.
Jacoby asks how he knew that, and he says that she told him. She told him that people were sick and rotten, and no matter how much they tried to fool themselves, they always were. And Jacoby's like, did you ever get the impression that Laura had just a terrible secret that made her want to corrupt people, get into their minds, and destroy them from within? And Bobby's like, yep, for sure, no doubt. That's what happened to me.
What? Like, yeah, is it just him fueling off that, or like is there like this was a massive turnaround for Laura, or at least reframing her last weeks, months. That's what I'm trying. I don't really know the Laura timeline. I feel like whenever she starts her downward spiral, I guess it is post Bobby. It feels like. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe she's been doing this her whole life. Maybe she's always been this way and is just super manipulative to the point to get the whole town to love her and can't say that they. Yeah,
and
but
it's tough for me to. I can't go on you with this a lot.
Yeah,
because I know
huge,
what the secret is, obviously. But I also. I'll put it like this. I am incredibly empathetic or sympathetic for Laura.
Okay. Yeah. I feel
I don't think that this, obviously, the whole she wanted to corrupt people because she was corrupted and stuff. Like there's an element to it that is truth, but just like everything else in the show, it's not as face value as everything, you know? So like even now, I wouldn't describe Laura as like an evil, awful person the way that this scene would make it seem. Like the side of her that everybody loved was as real as the side of her that nobody saw. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of how I look at it. I don't look at it like one was an act the way Hank is putting on. I think that like she was as genuinely great as people saw her, and as genuinely sick and rotten as Bobby puts it. As he saw her.
I feel like it is. Jacoby only knows Laura. I feel like she only started to go to therapy once things got bad. That she hasn't always been going to therapy. So Jacoby only knows her as this whenever she's on her downward spiral sort of thing. So, but everyone else, I feel like that's why I think like when she's growing up and well before, like she's always been actually what everyone describes her as. It was just this late, recent, sudden change of character sort of thing. And I guess it seems like Bobby seems to be the first that kind of got manipulated or in a certain, like a weird, something's not adding up there with Bobby, and I don't know the way, why have Bobby sell drugs and I don't know if I feel like
she made me sell drugs so that she could take them is a pretty rough one. Yeah,
I feel like that's not the case. I feel like Laura isn't just wanting a personal dealer. I feel like she is answering from upstairs, and like she doesn't want to sell drugs, but she needs distribution somehow. So it's like, hey, I feel like it's kind of forcing it on Bobby without him knowing the bigger thing. But like, I feel like that's like One-Eyed Jacks and cocaine. It doesn't feel like that is a secret big enough. It could be like if she is truly this like town sweetheart, like no one would even think that she does coke in the first place. That's a huge surprise, and then the fact that she's working, I don't know, with One-Eyed Jack, it could be enough.
There definitely feels like there's an air to something much more sinister than that. Yeah,
So that's the end. I don't know, and that's where I don't know where to go there. And I did like have not like an epiphany kind of moment, but like I was just cleaning up around the apartment, and I just stopped. I had to stop and just kind of stand and be like, oh, wait a minute. I'm like, hold on a second. I'm like, is there like a way in which Madeline and Laura switched places, like whenever this switch happened of the downward spiral, they switched places for what reason? I don't know. Whether it's just one they want to try the other's life, or I don't like They need to get out. I don't know what the reason is, but if that switch happened, and then that's the reason why everyone thinks like, oh, you're literally a different person or acting a different way, something, and then she just happens to die, not playing the part of Laura very well, I guess. I don't know, and then so that's, but I don't know the
Now,
switches.
Yeah, let me go with you on this. Obviously, I know whether or not your theory is true, so just let me. I'm essentially humoring you in this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want it to seem. I don't want to off put you on this. I don't want to make you feel like, oh, you're wrong. I don't want to make you feel like, oh, you're absolutely right. But in your theory, is there any possibility that the Laura that these people that everybody is talking about is very genuinely Laura? The switch happens. She's feeling like she's rotten. She's sick inside. So she calls up her cousin and asks if they can, if they can do this switcheroo sort of thing for a little bit so she can get away from herself essentially for a while. She gets to be someone else. And then, unfortunately, Madeline is the one who befalls the fate Laura would have met had she still been there. Does that jive a little bit better for you?
Yes, because it doesn't feel that Madeline is this evil creature that just came in and just acted like her, like she's just emo, the complete opposite of Laura. But yeah, like that is it. Just shitty circumstances that she ended up dying. But maybe it was like maybe Laura even knew the danger that she was putting Madeline in, and maybe even Madeline did know too. But it just, I don't know, it just happened to culminate.
And that was part of the sick and rotten nature of Laura. Maybe there is something there that she called her in.
Because it's like, if this is true, every scene with Madeline is crazy. Like it is like it is. She is experiencing what a town would be like if they died, and you are like,
it's like being able to go to your own funeral.
Oh my God. Yeah. And so like, I want to believe it. Like, I really want to, but the logistics of it and stuff are really, a lot of things have to happen there. And I don't, she lives in Montana,
Missoula, Montana.
Something?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, and
I mean, they're in Idaho. So like they're in Washington, just past
it's
Idaho.
Like, not that, I don't know, it's like, so I don't know. The switcheroo, it was not very likely at all before. It's just a little more likely now. It's still not a majority, I feel like. But
your head's spinning a little bit whenever Madeline's on screen for you.
Yes. I mean, because all it takes is just a hair dye and here's my glasses. There you go. We literally look exact. We are basically twins. And in the dream too, like, no, you're right, that does look like Laura. It happens to be her cousin.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, there, I mean, that I don't know. That's a little weird.
That is a little odd. But yeah, I won't take it any further. I won't tell you one way or another because I believe I have, but it is what it is. But we will proceed as the officers walk through the woods, and according to this, a raven watches them. I thought it was a crow.
Yes.
A raven watches them.
I thought a visual that it was a crow, but what got me to think raven was the sound, because Game of Thrones has the same. I mean, it's just a ravens just make the same sound. It's not like, I don't think they use the same soundbite literally, but I'm like, that just sounds like the fucking anytime a raven's checking in. But the birds, dude, I don't like Nate something. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it feels. Is it any bird? Is it any animal? Is it like? But it seems that it extends to logs as well, possibly. It's just anything living. I don't. It's very. I'm spent. Like I don't know what these birds mean, but is there a crow in the fucking intro? Is there a bird? There is a bird.
The very first image is a bird. Yeah,
it's a fucking bird. You're shitting me. It's a what? The birds are part.
What do the birds?
Is this where the meme comes from? Of fucking the birds work for the bourgeoisie or whatever? You know, like the birds are all fucking a scam. It's
been a popular theory. It's been a popular theory for some time. But yeah, and this is something that I'm more than happy to go in on with you with, because this is not one of those things that's ever like, here's a giant exposition drop about what the birds are.
Okay.
No, it's all for you to perceive meaning in. So like and this is the first time I'm ever reading into it on a deeper level than I normally would watching the show, because we're doing a podcast about it. So I'll be happy to dive into some rabbit holes with you there. But yeah, Hawk traces a path here to a cabin, but Cooper says it's the wrong one. And Harry advises Doc Hayward to hang back for a second, and they move on up, and it's the log lady who greets them on the porch.
Yes.
She's like, finally, come on in, you dumb motherfuckers. She says they're so slow when they're unafraid.
Yeah. I mean, Audrey for sure is the actual character of the episode, but Log Lady, I have to spread the love. I gotta give it to her. I mean, I don't know whether I'm giving it to the log or the lady. I mean, I feel like she's the messenger really at the end of the day, but no, she has her own. I love the way she talks. I don't know. The way her deliveries are hilarious. Like she tells them like, be ready, like after the tea, or like you know, no
first
like,
tea, then be ready. Like there's almost an air to some of her sentences where you feel like a word is missing. Like she speaks like Kevin in that. I know this is the second Office reference I'm gonna make, but she talks like Kevin in that one episode of The Office when he's like, why speak more word when few word do trick? But she does it much more eloquently.
Oh my god,
it really just gets to the point without getting to the point at all. It's really incredible. But Catherine Coulson is wonderful as the log lady, and you know, she offers them tea and cookies, no cake. And Cooper is about to deny her niceties, but they're like, no, you do not know the log lady. We accept and we sit down if we want to hear what she has to say. And she invites them in, saying the owls will not see them there. And she says her log saw something significant that night. They are 2 days late, but that's your problem, she says to Dale Cooper. And she says that her husband was a lumberman and that he had met the devil. And she elaborates on this. Fire is the devil... or fire is the devil hiding like a coward in the smoke, which is, again, bars.
Little fire walk with me. You know, fire's always been interesting every time it pops back up.
Well, and then to literally be like, fire is the devil.
Yes. And the devil is about to burn down the mill. The real devil, not the true fire, just the evil of greed and wealth,
evil that men do. But
I'm liking, I don't know, I'm liking at least where the theories are. I have no idea if you know they're true, but I love that it's.
This is interesting. The way I was going to spin this, I forgot that the first thing she says is that the owls will not see them in there. I was thinking perhaps maybe the owls are the eyes of the log. That's how it knows. You know, like it can't it can't understand precisely, you know, it screams voices. It doesn't say this voice said this, you know, it screams voices. The owls were near. That's how I know, you know. And then they were out of sight. The owls could not hear. You know, like that's is there something that like
like if they do seem like security cameras, or like I don't want to boil them down to that, but like whatever they see is kind of just she can know, or like nature, whatever, just know. Like it, like I guess it's more of the idea that like your actions, if it's not in the privacy of your own home, I guess, you know, I guess your home is off limits for nature to know, but everything, you know, everyone's gonna know no matter what. Someone will find out some way or somehow, and nature just might be, you know, I don't know if they just witness and they're just the watchers, you know, is this just a little the watcher type beat, or do they actually intervene? You know, do they provide little hints?
Does nature have a have a stake in the game? Yeah, I get you. But she interprets the log. It saw 2 men and 2 girls and heard some screaming. To boil it down, very very much so. But yeah, she's. it feels like it's coming in waves. Like she is literally saying it as it feeds the. It's like almost Morse code she's reading. It feels like something like it anyway. Yeah, and then they go their separate ways, and they go further into the woods, and they deliberate on what this could have been. You know, two men. Obviously, the two girls were Laura and Ronette. The two men, Jacques, maybe Leo, and then they go, but who was the third man? You know, like, and there's still this mystical third guy that we are not even really close to figuring out who it is. But they're like, we're pretty confident two of them were Jacques and Leo. They're like, definitely one of them was Jacques. Maybe another one was Leo, and there's still a third guy. You know, like it is tough. They're having a tough time, but their suspicions about Jacques feel pretty hardcore confirmed when they find the cabin from the picture. They sneak up on it, and a record player is playing "Into the Night" on vinyl. And it makes Cooper realize that there is always music in the air. And they find Waldo in a birdcage, some twine on the floor alongside a blood stain, and a poker chip rolls out of the cuckoo clock and is missing the same shape as we found in Laura's stomach. So they're like, okay, so Jacques definitely had something to do with what happened.
That blood stain, that'll be interesting if it comes back as someone. Ooh. Maybe. Well, no. Leo didn't seem to bleed. It seemed Jacques was the only one who was bleeding. But maybe
he had Jacques' blood on him.
Yeah. Maybe that could just be Jacques' blood. I guess could be Laura's blood. Could be.
Yeah, you know, the bird bit her shoulder. She got a bunch of tiny little wounds and stuff.
It's probably
it could be
Laura.
her blood.
Yeah, it's probably.
But we know that Leo has a shirt just covered in Jacques blood. So like.
Yeah,
you know, there's no real telling there.
That's why I feel
is the blood directly related to that event, or it feels like it is, but like, is it like when did Jacques get his shit rocked by Leo to the point that he bled all over him? Was it the same night? Is it a different occurrence? What's going on there? Yeah.
I feel like Leo. Like they're even kind of like maybe Leo. I'm feeling like Jacques is involved. Like 99%. That dude he's got some stake in the game for sure. The other dude might just be his brother. Might be Bernie. Could be the other guy. Leo, I feel like is kind of turning in a weird way where he's still a shitty dude for sure. But I feel like he might be like not the knight in shining armor, but like the guy that showed up and was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, Laura, are you kidding me? Like, I feel like him and Laura actually have some relationship. Like, he denies even knowing Laura at first. And I feel like
we also know that he said Laura was a wild girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that. Yeah.
So like, I feel like they do have this, and maybe Leo, has like what Audrey says is like, I understood her more than most people. I feel like Leo might even understand her more being in that life himself and like around everything and all the moving parts. So like Leo,
you think that if there is any bit of good that was Leo, it might have died with Laura.
Yeah,
sort of.
I don't think he was really part of killing Laura. At least that's where I'm leaning. He could still be part of that crew, but
this would be a pretty big step. He's been in the mix for the first 5 episodes.
Yes.
Every episode when I ask you, he's been one of the names. We'll get there obviously, but I'd be excited if you made a major change like that.
It might.
But so this was all very, very massive evidence. Red drapes, music in the air, Waldo, the poker chip. It's feeling like, well, obviously Jacques had something to do with this. But we'll then head to the gala that's being hosted at the Great Northern. The Martells enter for the men from Iceland, and Pete chides Catherine, maybe you take it easy on the sauce tonight, Kathy. And she says, a couple belts and maybe even you'll start to look good to me. And he can't help but like smile. I feel like there's
he even laughs at it. He's like, oh damn, that was a good one. He's like,
what I love about Pete is he's such a sweet dude that even though you can tell he fucking hates her, I think he still loves her too, which is so sweet. Like, it's just such a Pete Martell thing to be like, I still love her even though she is an absolute pain in the fucking neck, he's just such a good dude.
He's just a happy guy. He can either choose to have
frankly,
be
I know
bad.
Catherine sucks.
Yeah.
I like Catherine more with every episode. I can't lie. She gets better and better, but and obviously in that fucked up sort of almost Cersei Lannister sort of way, where she's just so self-possessed that she's aware of how bad she is, and she embraces it, and she has fun with it, and that makes it awesome. Yeah.
Catherine, or like, and spouse doesn't even give him Pete.
Yeah. Just Catherine Martell and spouse.
Damn.
Yeah.
Pete
take
was
it
like,
easy on the sauce tonight, Kathy.
Pete. Pete. He's like Doc Hayward. Yeah.
Let me get this straight.
Yeah.
Giant gulp of milk. Your entire country is above the timberline. I just love all the little cutaways. Major Briggs being like, I believe there is still a vestigial interest in the Icelandic lore. And the Icelandic guy's like, vestigial. Absolutely. Jerry is flirting with Heba. Didn't you know that was an American saying? Heba. No, Yeri. You're so funny, Yeri.
Yeah, and then
don't you think we should both mix our respective gene pools?
Wow, bro is just he's got the hormones flowing. We thought Bobby. Yeah, no, he I want to.
He's like got her pinned against a post and stuff. He is up on her. It's so funny. But we also see Leland just looking sad as fuck, standing there looking around. But Benjamin tells a joke to a group of Icelandic, a joke we heard him receive last episode, which was what do you call a Norwegian mixed with a Swede? A socialist who wants to be king. And they all laugh, ha 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 ha. And Catherine approaches and pours champagne on his foot as everybody sees it. And he's like, excuse me, guys. Tells her to meet him in the office, and Audrey overhears this, follows them in her little secret passageway, and she eavesdrops. Catherine confronts Ben about the poker chip, and he's like, oh, my brother gave this to me. Slap. He's like, it's actually a good luck charm. I'm so thankful you found this. Slap. Are you done? Slap.
One more.
Yes, now I'm done. I love, and that's why I'm saying I like Catherine. That's such a great sequence there. And it's also so funny that Ben kept trying to come up with lies that he knew she would know were lies.
Yep. Yes.
It's too good. Too good.
Then it'd be like, well, doesn't matter anyway. All right, come here. It's like
let's kiss. Yeah, and they're both like, they're going at it. Audrey's watching through her little peephole and stuff. She's like, oh, guess my dad's cheating on my mom with Catherine Martell. Cool. And he says that they will give Josie one more chance to sell, but if not, he has retained the services of a qualified professional, which seems like a better title than Leo Johnson has ever gotten.
Yeah. As an arson, really? Like, how many things has Leo burned down?
I don't think he's an actual arsonist. I don't think he is a qualified professional by any stretch of the imagination.
I feel like this is his
just a
first ever arson. Like, this is the first time.
Bro's about to break his arson virginity.
Yes. Yeah, literally. And it qualified for, don't worry about it. We have the best on the job. Well,
we got the best in the game out here. It's the guy who went to high school and dropped out.
Yeah, I guess. Who else?
He's the guy. He's the guy selling cocaine to minors. Yeah, love that guy. He's gonna
probably
burn the mill down.
Probably would be the best at arson, actually. Like the minor coke dealer out of the town of Twin Peaks. Unless you have. Yeah, there's no one working that would have a job that knows fire well enough to start. I feel like Leo, what?
It might be Leo. Maybe Leo is the most qualified in town.
Even though he will, this will be his first.
You know who I think could burn some shit down? I bet Pete Martell could burn some shit down.
Ooh, Pete.
Ooh,
Pete.
Ed too. Ed certainly could.
That and Doc Hayward. I don't know, but that trio right there, Doc Hayward, Big Ed, and Pete, they got the brain.
If they joined forces for evil, it'd be terrible for the town. But they are all just so thoroughly good that they are the shining beacon of Twin Peaks. They go ahead and move on here after that little sequence. Audrey observed and goes ahead and leaves then, and we go back out to the room where Jerry gives a speech about how we are all Icelanders. And everyone's like, yeah, good. And they're interrupted by some music, that classic that big band music that plays, and Leland starts to cry out and starts dancing. And everyone's like, what is going on? And Catherine and Ben walk out, and Ben's like, oh my fucking God. Catherine, go dance with him. Go dance with him real bad. It's serious. Go fucking dance with him. And she goes, she's like, okay, yeah, come on, Leland, let's dance. Yeah. And we learn here that someone dancing with him does not solve the problem. In fact, it might have made things worse. Ben tells Jerry, it doesn't matter. Go get the doctor. Go get the shovel. Just get this guy the fuck out of my life. Everyone starts dancing, and they're imitating Leland's, hands and hand placement. And this is when Sherilyn Fenn gets the performance nod, and genuinely one of the most moving moments of the entire show so far. I've got chills talking about it.
A great cutaway, like perfect.
Dude, when they go to her, showing that she has gained empathy. This isn't something that she had when this show started. This is something that she now has since she's observed and investigated and discovered how much this has affected everybody. And I think there's an element to seeing a father grieve a daughter this passionately that she understands Ben never could. So like there's a certain element that's like her father would never be like this. There's a certain almost envy for Laura in this moment in a weird way, and I feel like it's all loaded. She feels bad for him. Everyone's mocking him. He's not even aware that they're mocking him. He's not even in it in that regard. It's just it's a real sad scene, and Audrey does a great job at anchoring it there. It's gorgeous moment from Sherilyn Fenn.
No, was Audrey the one to put it on? Is the question. How did that come on? Was it just truly random? And is this some paranormal, I don't know, weird shit? Like earlier in the show, the deer head falling off the wall, or like the elk head, whatever. Like there's just been some weird coincidences. But this one, I feel like she would be the only one that it would be aware that this song would affect Leland this way. Because there was like some meeting where like a lot of people were there, and this exact thing happened, right? And he had to be taken home by Big Ed.
Yeah, that was at the Great Northern. It was Hawk and Coop. And it was at the end of episode 4, I want to say.
Yeah. Okay. So I feel like Audrey might have seen that. I don't know. But it feels if it is purely random that it came on, that's even stranger. But I wonder if Audrey was trying to make another sale go bad, and then it actually went the opposite way. It actually turned out to work, and that's what made the cry even worse. It's like, holy shit! Like this is actually bad. Like even worse than I thought it would be.
But yeah, so we then cut to Josie smoking in Ben's office, and she's just been kind of sitting there waiting. And we see Benjamin enter and turn on a light. And Josie says that no one saw her come in, and he says, "You know how bad it would be if someone saw us, right?" And he's really, really touchy-feely, but she seems really, really distant. And Josie says she found the second book in Catherine's desk just where he said it would be. And Ben tells Josie that they can proceed tomorrow night. What are you feeling here? What are you feeling?
Well, at least I had the feeling that Josie wouldn't want the mill burned down. And I guess maybe she does just want to sell it. I don't know. But it feels like there is something else cooking, but I have no clue what gain they could have, unless she just becomes an investor on what comes after the mill, whatever the project, whatever Jerry said earlier.
Right. Could this be self-preservation in a way? When did this alliance start?
Yeah.
That's because there were a couple episodes ago whenever she talks to Harry and is like, I think they might have killed my husband. What if I'm next? There was that sort of concern for her. So maybe she aligns herself with Ben because maybe it will guarantee her safety. I don't know. This is another thing that I don't know the precise thread here. I'm being very genuine.
I feel like it's also just Catherine is her threat, if anyone, and any beef or any gain on Catherine is good in her situation. But as far like proceed.
Yeah, being able to proceed tomorrow night. Like
That's
there is
weird.
something they can do tomorrow night. That is odd.
And yeah, it seems. But he does. It seemed genuine when he said, "I'll give her one more chance to sell." But maybe he not. Maybe yeah. I guess it's a secret alliance, so he would have to play it off that she would maybe think about selling. Like, yeah, I'll give her a chance and
Right.
stuff. So yeah. I don't know. This is a team up that is very weird. Or I don't know. I definitely have not figured out, or stuff is not clicking with this team
Gotcha.
up with me.
Yeah, I'm
So
with you. I'm with you.
mhm.
It's definitely different. But we'll cut to the Palmer house where Madeline creeps through the house and down the stairs to call Donna.
Mm.
She says she has found a tape in a secret hiding place where Laura used to hide cigarettes when they were kids.
This
And
this is I mean, I know I said it's not even the majority thought that they did the switcheroo, but this walking down the steps in the slippers, I don't know, like the way she was creeping around the house, it felt like she's done this before. Like this is known. This I like it was and yeah, I'm kind of like like maybe I'm actually well more on the fence that this switch happened. And that Madeline is the one who's dead and that we are looking at Laura this whole
okay.
time. But man, why? Like, yeah, she obviously can't just come back and be like, "Yo, I'm actually Laura." Like, I mean, obviously, but I'm there's the way she says Uncle Leland and Aunt Sarah is so disingenuous. I don't know if that's just obviously they aren't her aunt and uncle. It might just be an acting thing there, but there's many flags. I don't know. That's like something's up with Madeline. I don't think she would be in the show. I don't, is she truly just comfort for the family? I don't know. Like I feel she's in here for some reason. And there's little things that are just adding to it. And yeah, I think I'm like 70%. I don't know. Like maybe now of the switcheroo being the thing. So,
All right. All right. I dig
mhm.
it. I dig it. But yeah, she found the secret tape. They're gonna meet tomorrow to listen to it. Bring a tape recorder. She hangs up the phone as she hears Sarah and Leland in the other room. Sarah kind of chiding him, where have you been all night? Da, 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 da. And that's that. But we cut over to the Johnson house where Shelley lights a cigarette at the stove, and Leo drives up and he pulls 2 cans of gasoline out of a shed. And that's where Hank attacks him and warns him not to be in competition with him. I told you to run the ship for a while, not open your own franchise. And Leo walks in the house dirty and bloody and pushes Shelley to the ground, telling him, "Get me a beer." And she pulls the gun on him, and he's like, "Okay, Shelley, come on now. What are you doing? Stop that. You wouldn't. I'm gonna go ahead and come and get that from you." And he goes towards her, and she pulls the trigger. She shoots him, and the ceiling light swings back and forth as he retreats. And that's that for the Johnsons right now. And we'll go back to the Great Northern to cap off the episode where Cooper walks down the hallway to the sound of men singing and notices that the door to his room is ajar. He enters with his gun drawn. Gorgeous shot, by the way, the silhouette of him and his gun against the brown backdrop. Very, very nice. And he finds Audrey naked in his bed crying. She asks him not to make her leave. And thus concludes the next episode.
Ooh, yeah, yeah. This I get Leo. I guess one. My first thought was, please get dick shot, balls, everything gone, one bullet.
All the go.
And then second thought was eyeball. One-eyed Jax. It'd be funny if he started wearing an eye patch,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
I'm
that'd
like,
be nice.
and then
That'd
I
be
was
nice.
like, well. I don't think he lives if he gets shot through the eyeball. I don't.
Yeah,
Usually you don't go.
It'd have to
It could
be
be
a
a
very
graze,
particular angle there.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that could be good.
He turned at the right moment and just got him a little bit.
But yeah, I'm wondering where the bullet is with Leo. But then this is the part of the ending that is I need to know immediately. I don't really care where the bullet is in Leo. I care what is happening within the next 2 seconds of Cooper and
with
Audrey.
Audrey and
Yeah,
Coop.
this is
yeah.
what a way to end
She's
an
obviously
episode.
very vulnerable.
Yeah,
very vulnerable, crying and naked.
I don't.
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays
I
off. For
don't think sexy time's occurring. That I don't. I think that is out of the cards. That is just not happening whatsoever. But I think this is an important. I will learn a little bit about Diane, even if Cooper doesn't bring her up. I think just how he acts immediately here. If it is like if he grabs like a robe or something, first and says, put this on, or like just. I feel like he will console her, and he won't just be like, all right, no, you have to leave, get out of here immediately. I think he will be like, all right, what's going on, or
yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah,
he's a good dude.
So, but I don't.
Let me ask you, as it pertains to Diane, what does it do for you if within the next episode or two he receives those earplugs or something?
That would be okay. Yes, that is what I was gonna say that earlier. Is like if they do show up and it's not just like he went to the store. It's not like a reminder for him to go to the store and get him whatever. That's. I mean, overnight, does the FBI got it like that? I mean, yeah, I guess the post office does that, so it's not like an FBI thing. But like, that's that would be interesting, because then how the fuck is she getting there? So he's overnighting the tape to her, and then he's
yeah, that's the part they actually never dive into that. I don't know what the mechanics are for what his tapes are.
Yeah, maybe there's a way to send it over the phone, or once it's recorded, you can just put it in I don't know, like a voicemail, or I don't know the technology. I feel like it might be possible to not have to physically send the tape to get the message. But like, yeah, I need Diane. I need to know. I need to know what's going on with Diane, if she's alive. One, I think it's more likely she is alive, and then two. It doesn't feel. I mean, he says he's not married. Does he say that he's never been married in that gun range, or that he's currently not married? So never been married. It was never or not currently.
He does not. I don't think he says expressly no. I think he says there was a girl once. He just starts talking about her.
That's right. He doesn't say. Yeah, he's just. I knew a girl once. Yeah, like that's okay.
Maybe he does start with no. I can't remember, but regardless, he talks about a girl who taught him the ways of love and stuff.
Yeah, it'd be kind. I don't think he's talking, because if he is talking to that person, then I feel like it's more likely she has passed away. Or some, I don't know, some at least, maybe not dead. I don't know, like out of his life for good. There's no going back. And
so if he does receive those earplugs, you feel less likely that Diane is the romantic attachment.
I don't know. I from the jump, it felt like Diane was alive and romantically attached to Cooper. Cooper has feelings for Diane, at least. I don't know anything about Diane, but it feels like Cooper has feelings for Diane. But yeah, whether it's yeah, I don't know whether it's current.
I want to ask this just because I'm curious. And I don't mean I don't want to be I don't mean to be demeaning or dismissive or anything. What about Cooper's demeanor when talking to Diane gives you that impression that he is romantically attached to her?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I have a straight answer. I think it's
just a feeling you have, just a gut.
He doesn't talk like that exactly to everyone else. I feel like it is a different tone, or there is just a little shift that happens there. It is kind of matter of fact speaking, but there is some just more playful. I don't know. It feels
and it's personal, like it is his innermost thoughts, whenever
Yeah.
and I'm not talking as an FBI agent, but also as a human being, like that sort of,
Yeah.
it does feel more private and like a diary almost that he is relaying directly to her. So I can get with that for sure. But yeah, obviously there's a lot of stuff, again, that I will never tell you yes or no or confirm or deny until it confirms or denies it.
Diane. Yeah.
But I will not lie to you. You've already spun more theories in this episode based around things I've already confirmed or denied for you.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, this episode for sure. It felt like the tree branches just boom. It just exploded. I feel like the possibilities.
There's a lot more going on. But let's talk about it. Since we have concluded yet another episode, I ask you, who killed Laura Palmer?
Now, I did have the thought. I did have a moment about 2 minutes ago, but I had to save it for this moment because it'd be incredible if, one, it's not Laura Palmer. This is Madeline. The dead body's actually Madeline. But then I'm like, did Laura Palmer kill Madeline? And it's all, and now she is taking the life. It is a life fucking she assumed the identity. But I'm not there. That is like a 1% just because it's funny and just because it's like the question is who killed Laura Palmer? Laura Palmer, but it's
Palmer killed
and it's not even Laura Palmer's body, but
and Bobby says she wanted to die and all that stuff. Is there? There might be a little more there,
but no, I think we got Jock. He's involved. That dude is just involved in some way, for sure. Definitely roughed her up. The bird, at least for sure, guaranteed. But he feels like one of the humans that did too. Leo, I think I will take him out. I'm kind of more confident that he is more of like trying to save her, or was maybe not directly trying to save her.
And that's because of the blood from Jock.
Yes, like why? Unless Laura
Leo
did
has
damage
shown
to
a
Jock.
violent inclination regardless.
Yeah, that's true. It feels like the obvious answer is that Leo and Jock fought, and that is how he has, or whatever. But
you're looking for more reason there. I like that. I like that.
But I feel
like why would there be this much blood on his shirt when this murder like why even display it if it's not important? I get what you're talking about though.
But so yeah, I think I will take Leo out. As far as the killing, I think he might still be a reason why she's dead. I don't know, like whether coke is, I don't know, all of that stuff going on. Maybe he's part of.
But you feel less confident that he's one of the three men that have been. Okay.
I might throw Bernie in there, Jock's brother, as being just. It'd be, I don't know, they could be some sick fucks, a brother duo, rape duo, which is crazy. So I will throw Bernie in there. And then Mystery Man, I'm still thinking Jacoby. This dude is acting too comfortable. I don't know. He's got an air to him that is not okay with me. But
it's not okay with me. That's so funny. I love it.
And let's see. I think. Yeah, Horn still feels like a mastermind, if anything. So I feel like I'll keep Ben in there, but not. I guess he could have been one of the sexual relations. Maybe it starts at One-Eyed Jack's. That's the first encounter, and then Jock and Bernie, number 2, to finish. I guess maybe.
Well, and we
two different
I must also point out that we already have 2 different locations confirmed, and one of them is not One-Eyed Jack's.
That's true. It is the train.
And the train car. Yeah.
And the cabin. Okay, yes, this is.
And the
true.
train is where it seems the death happened. And he's like, it's awful.
But then
it's horrible.
Renette, she was walking across a bridge. She was walking from the train back, or that bridge came. Did they say where that bridge came from, or like where she started from? Was it the train? Was that where she started her walk? Like when the old man discovered her, where did she begin her walk? Or is that known, I guess, right now?
I think they imply, if I recall correctly, she escapes from the train is the expectation. She ran away, presumably across the border, and then crossed back after, and that's where the man found her.
Yeah, I guess it feels like the train is where it ends then for Laura or Madeline. I'm still gonna, I have to throw that possibility in there. But yeah, Jock, Bernie, Jacoby, I feel like are maybe the possible three. Ben might be a sexual encounter, possibly. I don't know. But I don't think.
I mean, clearly this man gets around.
Yes. And she did work there. She was part of the clientele, I guess. So it could be possible. But I think the subtraction of Leo is basically it, I think. Bob.
That's a big development.
Bob. I forgot about Bob.
Of course, Bob.
Yeah, fuck. I forgot about Bob. But yeah, I guess he's still definitely.
That's what's crazy. This episode had so much going on that it had very real world implications occur in this episode. There was much less of the ethereal what the fuck's going on with Bob and the one-armed man sort of vibe.
Yeah. So
but
so I guess it's Jock number 1, Bob probably number 2, Bernie could be the other guy that's in there, but Jacoby I feel like is top dog for the mystery man.
Gotcha.
And Ben Horn might be a mastermind sort of figure.
Okay.
Or pulling
I like
strings.
where your head's at. You got a lot of ideas. I will not confirm or deny any of them, but you're on the right track with some, and you're way off with others. So that's great. That's exactly where you want to be.
Yes.
When it comes to Twin Peaks. So
2 more
but
episodes.
yeah, I think with that,
holy shit! Like
2 more episodes in season 1, baby. We only got a little ways to go for season 1, and then obviously we will be covering season 2 in its entirety as well. And you are in for a treat with these last couple episodes. We've got some bangers heading our way. So I think with that, we will go ahead and conclude this episode of Fire Pod with me. If you would, leave a 5-star rate and review and download wherever you might be listening, and share this with whoever you know that needs to watch Twin Peaks or has already watched Twin Peaks. Like I said, friendly to the rewatcher and first-time viewer alike. Some of the rewatchers will be screaming at their fucking headphones, radio, whatever, listening to Joe talk about some things. I'm
screaming internally myself as well.
I know. Well, and it'll be particularly funny for people who have already listened to some of the episodes, because there are theories you went on this week that I have already told you are not true.
Oh, okay.
And now that you've recommitted to them,
interesting.
I'm not going to tell you again.
Yeah, wow. I actually don't remember. Yeah, that's like I can't off the top of my head.
There was something that I was like, I don't want you thinking that, so I'm going to tell you now it's not true.
That's right.
And then you kept thinking about it, which is so fucking funny.
Wait.
But now it's gone. Now I'm not going to tell you, and now you're going to go on thinking it.
I'll continue. I don't know.
You're like, oh shit, wait.
I can't let some things go, I guess. Yeah. It's
No, I mean, they're great ideas. They're great ideas. Who can blame you? Frankly, I'm like, it's a great idea. I wish there might have been something with it. Okay. Yeah, regardless, it's going to be so much fun for everybody to listen to. You're going to have a great time. And if you want to share it with somebody, if you want to show somebody Twin Peaks, now they have a little companion podcast for it too. Go ahead and share it. Leave a 5-star rate and review. Download, like I said. Share it. And that's all I'm asking. But with that, we will conclude this episode of Fire Pod with me, a Twin Peaks podcast. I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. And remember, fix your hearts or die.